what successful people do. And once we take action, now we could see the results in ACN. See, and once we see the results, what happens is we start to believe more. I remember my first check from network marketing industry, $58. And I remember getting that check. I still remember it clearly, man. I honestly did not want to cash it and frame it, but I couldn't afford to, so I cashed it. I wish I did it. And I remember getting that check, and it wasn't about the amount. I just knew that it worked. I said, man, I don't care how long it took me to get this check. I was a believer after getting the check even more. And once you believe more, you get more excited and you take action, and it becomes a cycle. But some people, see, but it is called a bear attitude. B-E-A-R, bear attitude. But some people come into ACN, they want to have a bar attitude. What is a bar attitude? Yeah, they believe, they say, well, I believe that I can make it, but you know, I'm just one of those people, I don't show my excitement, and I never get excited about anything. So they want to believe and take action and see the results. But here's what I understand. Success is something you attract by your excitement, you know, not something you could just pursue by working hard. If you're not excited about what you're doing, nobody around you is going to be excited about what you're doing. Does that make sense to everyone? Some people want to have a rave attitude in ACN. They say, let me see the results first. They said, if I see some results, then I'll go to work and take some action. And if I can see the results first, then I'll take action and I'll believe after that. And after all that, I'll get excited. It's not a rave attitude. It's not a bar attitude. It is what? The bear attitude. Now, if we could understand that and stay in that bear cycle, every single one of us in this room could stay in phase one and have success in ACN. Now, how do you stay in ACN? Let's go into a little more details. Number one, you want to make sure that you're the #1 recruiter in your team. You want to make sure that you always are a #1 recruiter in your team. You know, we have some great leaders, great team coordinators from Las Vegas, by the way. You know, we have some great leaders that's been with me doing business with us for 3.5 years, and a lot of them are running towards that regional vice president position, and they might get mad at me for sharing this, but last month in May, because I understand that you got to be the #1 recruiter in your team, you know, our open line organization has done more business than all the team coordinators in Las Vegas. It's not that they're not doing a lot, they're doing a great job, but as a leader, it is so important for all of us to always stay as a #1 recruiter on our team. Now, number two is daily method of operation. You know, every single day, scheduling yourself and having a game plan to go out there and achieve your goals and achieve your dreams, and every single day doing something consistently is the key in this business. Sometimes, I'm sure everybody in the room have experienced a new representative getting started, and they said, you know, what do I have to do? You know, what should I do? Should I just put 8 hours today in ACN and just do all day ACN? And what I try to recommend to them is, if somebody's working out once a week, 8 hours a day, so once a week, they only work out once a week, 8 hours, but the other person is working out an hour a day, 5 days a week, which is only 5 hours, that person is going to have a lot more result than somebody that's working out 8 hours in one day, working out once a week. True or not true? And it's the same thing in ACN. It's so important for us to stay consistent and every day having a great daily method operation. You know, Mr. Jerry Ballin has always taught me that the secret of having a great life, you got to learn how to have a great, productive, successful day first. Because series of great days is what's going to turn into great weeks, and series of great weeks is what's going to turn into great months, and you know, series of great months is what's going to turn into great years, and series of great years is what's going to turn into a great life. So it is so important for every single one of us to take every single day important and have a great daily method of operation. Number three, speed and exposure. You know, recruit to recruit. As soon as you get a new representative in, obviously launch them with the 24-hour game plan, and getting a recruit to recruit is very important. Number four, be a leader, not a helper in your team. You know, leaders always lead by example. And you got to be going somewhere see, this is how I understand in this business. People don't follow smart people. People just don't follow rich people. People follow people who's excited about something and who has goals and who's running for something. See, if all of us in the room could turn into a strong leader, which I believe everybody in this room has already potential to be, and if we could start running towards our goals and being all out massive action, and be a great leader in your team, not just a helper, all your team will follow you everywhere you go. Number 5, KISS, which is keep it super simple. See, me coming from a Korean conservative background, when I heard the word KISS in the training, I got embarrassed and my face turned red. You know, because in Korea, you know, I remember my parents, until I was like 15 years old, if on TV or on a movie, if there's somebody kissing, I had to cover my eyes. So I was pretty embarrassed when I saw that, but it doesn't mean the kiss, it means keep it super simple. Number 6, talk to more people. Why? Because talking to more people really is the key. Why? Because in ACN, it's all about the numbers game. Now, in ACN, if you talk to whoever talks to the most amount of people is going to make the most amount of money. Who in this room is going to talk to the most people between now and the next convention in Baltimore? And whoever you are, you're going to make the most amount of money. Now, if you talk to some people, you're only going to make what? Some money. And if you talk to no people, make no money. Mr. Jerry Balla has taught me when I got started in this business, he said, Danny, somebody who you don't talk to won't get in. And that made sense to me. So Sinaloa, safety in numbers and law of averages. Now, and in our business, and I'm sure a lot of us have already heard this before, you know, it is all about timing, not just about talent. Mr. Simon Abud did an amazing job talking about doing an effective presentation. And he gave us an example about, sometimes you do the greatest presentation you've ever done, and that person saying, no, I'm not interested. Why? Because it is all about the timing of that person, what is happening in their lives. So it is so important for all of us to spend 1 minute with 100 people, not 100 minutes with one person. And you can never say the wrong things to the right people, and you can never say the right things to the wrong person. And it is all about timing. I'll share a story. We just heard from a great leader out in Hawaii, Mr. Tommy Lee, did an amazing testimony for us. And Mr. Tommy Lee and I have been great friends for about 5 years or so. And when I got started in ACN 3.5 years ago, as soon as I got started, I called Mr. Tommy Lee up about ACN opportunity. And I even went to Hawaii almost 6 or 7 times to share this opportunity with Mr. Tommy Lee. And at the time, he had a lot of stuff going on, and it just simply wasn't the right time for him. But about 1 year and 7 months ago, he took a look at ACN for the probably 7th or 8th time, and that was the right time for him. And Mr. Tommy Lee got started in ACN, and first full year he had, which was year 2006, you know, he became the #1 producing team coordinator in all throughout North America as a first year in business. But what if the first time I talked to him, just because he said it's not for him, I gave up on him? I said, man, this person says no. Mr. Pat Johnson has always taught me that no doesn't mean no, it just means not right now. Mr. Timmer said 7 no's means yes. And at the time I wasn't married, he said, but Danny, it doesn't mean you could do that with girls. He said, in business. Now, so it is all about timing. So always keep good relations with people regardless of what their response is, and always wait for the right time for that person to get started in ACN. Now, what do we get paid for? We get paid for going out there and finding the right representatives, not creating representatives or customers. Now, because of that, we have a philosophy we've heard yesterday, we briefly heard earlier, called some will, some wait, some won't, so what, who's next, attitude. Always staying excited and always be positive and have fun. You and I go out there and approach somebody about the opportunity, and they said, I'm not interested. You know, our answer is great. You know, if somebody says, I'm interested, our answer is great. And here's what I understood. I understood that, you know, it doesn't matter what they say. Only way to go out there and find the right people is by talking through enough people. And I want to share an analogy with you. Since